Today, we'll show you 25 mistakes. 25 mistakes that are most commonly made by players that are average or below average. But if you fix these mistakes, which we're going to show you how to do, you'll instantly become better than most players. You'll be a cut above. But you know what else makes you a cut above? Having a great beard. And with our sponsor, Manscaped's new beard hedger, having a great beard is easy. So here's a true story. Before I got this beard hedger from Manscaped, I actually had a different trimmer. But this one, it just didn't trim very evenly and it just didn't look very good. So what I would do is just shave entirely and then let it grow out. But since I got this, I can just choose the length of facial hair I want and then simply trim it cleanly and evenly, even if what I want is just stubble. And if you have a longer beard, this works for that too, especially since the Beard Hedger Pro Kit comes with a beard comb, a beard brush, beard scissors, and beard shampoo and conditioner. So if you want to look like Lionel Messi or a late career Andrea Pirlo, Manscaped's got you covered. So go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off plus free shipping when you use the code ALLATTACK at checkout. You're watching All Attack.
Poor body position when receiving the ball. When you move to receive a pass, you don't want to turn your back to the rest of the field. This makes it so that you can't see what's around you. So that's why, when you're moving to receive a pass in this kind of situation, you want to turn your body a little bit. Enough that you can still see the passer, but also see what's behind you. The only exception to this would be if a defender was following you too close. Playing with your head down. If you're always looking at the ball while dribbling, you're not going to be able to see, well, basically anything that's happening on the field. One way to fix this is by practicing dribbling, while at the same time keeping your head up and looking around. Now to be clear, in a game this doesn't mean that you should never look at the ball. It just means that when you're dribbling, you should regularly glance upward to see the rest of the field. Standing flat-footed. When you're near the ball, you don't want to stand or walk flat-footed. This will make you slow to react if the ball comes your way. But if you're on the front of your feet, you can adjust quickly and react to different situations. Power over placement. Many young players prioritize powerful shots, even though they don't have the accuracy to go with it. See, shooting with a lot of power and accuracy takes years of practice. So, if you're a beginning player, you should probably focus on simply placing the ball into the corners. And if you get that down, you'll consistently be able to score, at least from close range. Not protecting yourself. If you don't use your arms to protect your space, defenders are just going to push you over. So that's why you always want to have your arm ready to hold them off. And if needed, be ready to bend your knees and lower your center of gravity, making it more difficult to knock you over. Over dribbling. We all know players who like to dribble a little too much. To make sure that you don't become this player, you have to do two main things. One, you have to be aware of teammates in a better position and actually pass to them. And two, you have to be aware of your own abilities. Because if you're not that great at dribbling, or if you're not fast enough to get past the defender, then you probably just shouldn't dribble at all, at least not in a competitive game. Lack of awareness. If you don't know who's around you when you receive the ball, it's just not gonna go well. So that's why you need to be constantly looking around when you don't have the ball. Continually switching between watching the ball and scanning the rest of the field. Letting the ball bounce. When a ball is coming to you from high in the air, letting the ball bounce gives opponents a chance to fight for possession. But if you're able to control the ball before it bounces, you can put the ball on the ground and protect it before defenders arrive. Not knowing your teammates. Not all teammates are the same, and if you don't know that, you're going to end up giving the ball away. Some players are faster. Some players are slower. Some of your teammates might make that run behind the defense, while others are probably going to want it played to their feet. So if you know your teammates and how they play, then you can give them a ball that they can actually handle. Not cutting across.
When you're being chased by a defender, inexperienced players might touch the ball too straight, which gives the defender a chance to get back and cut off your angle. So instead, once you're ahead of the defender, cut across them. This will cut off their angle and make it far more difficult for them to get back and defend.
Not moving to the ball.
When receiving a ball to your feet, you can't just stand flat-footed and expect the ball to get to you. At least, if there are defenders nearby, you can't. Now look, sometimes the ball is just not good enough, and you won't be able to get to it no matter what. But if you're on your toes, and you notice a defender trying to get in front of you, a lot of the time, you should be able to beat them to the ball.
Shooting when you're off balance.
There are some players who insist on shooting regardless of the circumstance.
Like 1, 2, 3.
The problem is, shooting when you're off balance is almost always going to end poorly. The solution? If you're off balance, either wait to shoot until you steady yourself,
When I get in the zone, just give me my crown, let the king take his throne.
or if you don't have the time, pass the ball to someone else.
He likes to prove it.
Stupid 1-2s.
Move it. You're gonna move
Some young players learn the 1-2 pass, then try to do it even when the situation doesn't call for it. So let's make it clear. If your teammate is close to running past the defender when you receive the ball, and if there's space behind them to run into, then this is a good situation for a 1-2.
your hands. Just
But if the opposing player is already moving to stop that pass, Or if they're defenders covering the space behind, then it's usually better to do something else.
Not asking for the ball.
If you don't ask for the ball and don't really look like you want it, then you're probably not going to get it very often. If you want your teammates to pass you the ball, there are 3 main things you can do.
I'll make you move.
1. Call for the ball. 2. Point where you want the pass.
Don't sit him down when I get in the zone. Just
And 3. Move quickly and incisively to get into a good position to receive the ball.
I like to
Ignoring field conditions.
groove it.
Not all fields are the same, so if you don't adjust, it's likely to lead to mistakes. If the grass is longer, you'll have to pass the ball harder. If the grass is shorter, you'll have to pass the ball more softly. If the field is uneven, you'll have to watch the ball more closely when controlling it. All these things can make a big difference when you're playing in a competitive game.
Like 1, 2, 3. Clap your hands. Just clap them for me. Give them a clap. Like 1, 2, 3.
Keeping players on side.
Sometimes, when players are defending, they get lazy and fail to stay with the rest of the defense, keeping opposition players on side. The solution? Just stay alert and make sure you're in line with the rest of your teammates.
Ignoring fitness.
It may not be the most exciting attribute of any footballer, but if you don't have the fitness, you basically can't do anything. So, no matter how fun it is to practice your skills and your shooting, make sure you never neglect your basic endurance.
Stupid fouls. When an attacker has the ball, but they're tightly guarded and facing away from goal, some players will give away stupid and unnecessary fouls. Now, if you're near midfield, this might not be too big a problem. But if you're near your own penalty area, you're essentially just giving away a free kick or penalty that could easily lead to a goal. So just remember, if you're near your own goal and the attacker isn't an immediate threat, don't dive in. Instead, wait for them to turn, and then you can make your move. Shielding a ball that's not going out. Shielding a ball that was last touched by the opposition is a great way to win a throw-in, goal kick, or corner. But sometimes, players pay too much attention to the other player and fail to notice that the ball isn't actually going out. And when that happens, there's a good chance that your opponent steals the ball. So next time you shield a ball out, just make sure it's going to roll out fairly quickly. Stupid red card tackles. In football, players get angry and frustrated. But it doesn't justify making tackles like this. The truth is, if your foot is high, or if you jump with both feet, you're bound to end up getting a red card. Not taking a touch. Some players get so obsessed with taking shots early, with their first touch, that they don't take a touch to settle the ball, even when they have plenty of time. Listen, if you have a defender right on you, then yes, it's true you may not have the time to take a touch. So that's why you need to be aware of your surroundings, because if you do have the space, taking a touch can greatly increase the likelihood of you scoring. Bad throw-ins. Getting called for a bad throw-in is a great way to annoy your coach and teammates. To take a proper throw-in, you have to face the field of play, have a part of each foot on the ground, stay either on the sideline or behind the sideline, hold the ball with both hands, and start the throw behind your head and release the ball over your head. And by the way, these are the official throw-in rules, as stated by the International Football Association Board.